Hello everyone. In this video I will demonstrate the two-way contingency table analysis using ChiSquare, and in this demonstration we will have a 3x2 table. So what do we mean by 3x2 table? Is one variable has three groups, that's day shift, night shift and swing shift, and the other variable it has two. Okay, therefore we call it 3x2 table. So we have a total of 19 samples. Before we start this assignment, we need to have a research question and the hypothesis for us to work out. Yeah, otherwise on what basis we will be doing all of those testings. So I have made it ready. So this is our research question and this is our hypothesis. There is not a statistical significance, and the alternative hypothesis would be there is a statistical significance association between work shift preference and moral. Okay, let's go and do our test. Analyze, descriptive, cross tab. Actually it doesn't matter wherever you want to put it them. Okay, let's go to statistics, ChiSquare and PSI and Kramer's V. These are used for reporting the effect size. Yeah, click continue, click on cell, use the expected, click OK. Here is one small button over here, click on exact and click on exact. Okay, this is called Fisher's exact test. I will explain you later on why do we need this, or why I have selected this. Right, click continue, click OK. Here we go, sweet and sound. Let's go to the ChiSquare test, and this is what is crucial over here. I have already copied the table from SPSS and put it into Microsoft Word with APA format. Okay, let's go and explain this. The complexity about ChiSquare test is like you can see all of this: Pearson ChiSquare, likelihood ratio, Fisherman exact test, linear by linear association. Over here, the likelihood ratio and linear by linear association, right? It is seldom used to report in ChiSquare. So the main area that we report in ChiSquare is the Pearson ChiSquare, where the chi value is 9.1, the degree of freedom is 2, and this is the figure that we report as a p-value. Yeah. Now before we start this, what we need to understand is over here, what does it say? Is 5 cells, 83% have expected count less than 5. Okay, in simple language what it says is the data that we have over here, it has violated the assumption. In normal case what would happen is we wouldn't move forward with this this result because it has already violated the assumption. Now since we are supposed to write the report, so let us go and let us see, especially when our sample size is less than 5, that is when we get this type of error. So in the case we use Fisher's exact test, right? And another important thing that we need to understand is Fisher exact test, it don't have test statistics. Okay, this is the only information that we receive. So let us put it in writing. If I start typing while recording, I have realized that the timing of the videos goes longer, so I have made it ready and I'm putting it over here. Alright, let us explain our inferential results, where a two-way contingency table analysis was conducted to evaluate whether moral was associated to work shift. Okay, there are these two variables, moral and work shift preferences, and the word here associated. If you have mentioned associated in your research question, do you remember the research question and the hypothesis? Yeah, try to reflect the hypothesis over here. Okay, the two variable were work shift preferences with 3 levels. Here we are just describing, and moral with 2 levels, right? And comes the ChiSquare test of independence conducted between work shift preferences and moral showed a statistically significant association between work shift preferences and moral. How did we know that they were statistically significant? Is because if we see the p-value over here, okay, if we see the p-value over here, which is 0.11, that is less than 0.05, that's why it has a statistical significance. And it is presented in equation where this sign represents the ChiSquare. This 2 comes from the degree of freedom, and this is our sample size, and this 9.100, this is the chi value over here. This is what we are expressing, and our p value is 0.11. Kramer's v, which is 0.629. Now this is where the Kramer's v, this is another table, the symmetric measures table that we have copied from our SPSS report, and over here it is 0.69. That means it has a stronger association. So the association was strong, and in academic writing it is always advisable to use the citation because it validates the information that we are using in our report. Okay, it is available both in Cohen and Green book. The association was strong where the Kramer's v was 0.962 as shown in table 2. This is what we have mentioned here. Now see, it's very controversial and it is very confusing. You know why? Because at one hand side we are saying that the cell count is less than 5. That means we have violated the assumption of chi-square, while usually that we don't move forward, we stop it here. And we are stating here that there is a significant association between those two variables. It doesn't make sense, right? But however, we are just practicing how to represent those information. So take it easy and make yourself comfortable. However, what we are going to do is we are going to state this information in a same inferential result. Likewise, Fisher's exact test also showed a statistically significant association between work shift and moral, that is 0.014. Where does it come from? This is the Fisher's exact text, and this is 0.014. Okay, so this is the crucial part. Okay, however, the chi-square test of independence demonstrates the violation of assumption where all cells should have expected counts greater than or equal to 5 as shown in table 1, right, which we have already discussed here. Over here, this is what we are trying to indicate, which means there is not an adequate sample to run the chi-square test of independence, which can maximize the risk of making wrong decision. Okay, we have already stated here. So what we are saying is, even though it is not advised to move forward with this violated assumption, however, this is the report that we have presented, right? So this is the inferential result for the chi-square test that we have conducted. So there was a statistically significant association between two variables. Therefore, we can reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. So what is the alternative hypothesis? There is a statistical significance association between work shift preferences and moral. This is what the hypothesis, and we have tested the hypothesis over here, right? Great. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any feedback and information, feel free to provide in the comment box. Don't forget to like and share with your colleagues. Thank you very much. See you again. Bye bye.